For the first time in 92 games, the Alabama Crimson Tide lined up as underdogs, facing off against the #1 defense in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. We're only a few weeks away from the start of Sideline in high school football here in Alabama. And if you love the game of football and want to help out, officiating might be a way for you to do that. We're here with David Johnson, the president of the Shelby Football Officiating Association. David, thank you so much for joining us today. We're here at Homer Smiles Field for a matchup between two undefeated 5A Region 6 teams, 3-0 Leeds hosting 3-0 Moody in a matchup that has major playoff implications. They call it the Battle of the Bridge. Let's find out who takes the top spot. Vincent Valley, you can see they were flipping out, so happy to be on the field. No, not this one. Oh, table right there. My goodness. What are tables doing in the field of play? That's not showing. Okay, this is horrible. This is an atrocity to defensive backs. I apologize to Key, number 28 on UAB, for disgracing your jersey. I apologize for that. But they are not showing you my excellent defensive play. A lot of fun going on here right now, and it's only just getting started. You can see behind me sort of the Fan Fest experience happening. Auburn fans already out here in full force. A few thumbs up there from people out in the area. We did see a few Houston fans here as well, so going to be a pretty good contingent from both sides. But as you can see, tons of Auburn Tiger fans out here. This is where the Tiger Walk is actually going to happen. Look at them, they look so photorealistic, like this one with Smitty right here. Just how do you put all this detail together? Just comes in your head, you take photos beforehand? How does it sort of work? SEC baseball is back here at the Hoover Met after COVID canceled last year's tournament. Now there are still some changes this year because of COVID as well. Few big games ahead for the Birmingham Legion, including a game this Saturday and the first ever home playoff game at BBVA Field. We talked to the players about their excitement for it, how much they want the community to come out, and we learned a few things about the beautiful game.
One. Beep. Oh, you're lucky, you're lucky. It's a very good effort, very good effort.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
appreciate
of course,
that,
100%.
I appreciate that. All right, Matt, come over here, man. We appreciate both of you all. We're here at Barber Motorsports Park. Some people call this the Augusta of racing. Behind me, you can see some of the Indy cars driving around the track right now. It's a big weekend. All right.
Good job.
Thank you. All right. So a lot of fun you can have here at Surge Park. And what time do you open?
We open.
And I want to just also say, Grant, it takes a lot of you to also give that honor to a Tar Heel as
Yeah.
well. So, we appreciate you doing that. I'm a Carolina guy myself, so yeah.
It's all about charity. It's all about charity.
Okay. That is not going too well right now. I'll tell you, I'm not going to make the team by Sunday, but we are with somebody who is on the team, Alex Crinali, a defender with the Birmingham Legion. Alex, thank you so much for joining us today, man. This year's Madden 22 is the latest iteration of the most financially successful football video game franchise in history, and the first on the next-gen PS5 and Xbox Series S and X consoles. But is it worth the $60 it'll cost you? I spoke to pro gamer, video game expert, and Alabama native Paul Bradford to find out. So what are your sort of initial impressions of the game so far?
I like the feel of the game. It feels way more smooth this year. Like I looked at some of the notes and stuff. The movement feels way more realistic to me. The offense is really just like real life. The passing game is crazy. Like passing this year is like real life. If you get a decent offense, you can get some yards.
He's going to air it out right away. It's caught inside the 25.
Madden is known for being a semi-realistic representation of an NFL game. But what about fans who want a more in-depth experience, like franchise mode or face of the franchise? Things that allow you to run your own team or become a player.
I've seen a lot of people from day one, they were kind of complaining because they had a few bugs in the beginning. They're trying to make improvements this year. I saw a couple notes about that. Like they're trying to get more of that every game day, the new feature in this, like the game day moments type stuff. They had a thing called like next gen stats. They improved, they keep a track of a lot of little cool stuff. I said that game day feature I told you about is I realized it's only in next gen, it's not even a current gen.
But this isn't the Tecmo Bowl. Fans are also here for how the game looks, especially on the newer consoles.
Graphics they're pretty nice to me. Like I said, the movement is my big thing. Like I said, the movement this year and next gen is A1. I feel like I'm actually not watching no stiff weird movements. I feel like they actually football players.
So should you buy it? Is this a buy, B-U-Y, purchase? Or is it a buy, like a B-Y-E, no? It turns out Madden and EA Sports having the exclusive rights to make NFL video games right now might play a big role in your answer.
As we all know, with EA Sports and this whole monopoly with these gaming franchise. It's the only football game out there right now. Like, I mean, college football might make a comeback eventually. We don't know yet. You know, it's all also by EA Sports, but right now it's the only football game we have out there. So I say you have to buy it. I mean, it's just, you know, BUI. You'll probably enjoy it. Like I say, it's pretty much the same manner as being with a few improvements. I would say I would give it like. As right now, I was pondering over this last night. I would say a 6 out of 10 as of right now. Like it's decent. It's not like the best.
This new piece of technology, the Connexon Vest, will help UAB coaches track players' data live. They'll be able to see how they're doing with performance, their speed, even their fatigue during a game and out here on the practice field. For instance, if I put this vest on, this device right here in the back will track all of my data. Now, of course, I'm not as fast, agile, or strong as any of these players out here, but if I do a quick little sprint, a few jumping jacks, all of that is being tracked on that device here in the back of the vest.
We can watch them out here. What we're doing now in our training is seeing trends and things that are happening and things that we're going to start to monitor, find out different maximum outputs and see where every guy's 100% is as opposed to his 80 or 60 or 70% right there. In a game where this gives us an advantage is you will have somebody in the press box watching it live, and you'll have one of our assistants down on the sideline watching as it goes. So you can see when a guy goes in, if he's giving maximum effort on a route or covering a kick or coming off the edge.
He says players are asking every day how they're doing, how their performance is going. It helps out with accountability and competition.
You're not getting better, you're getting worse, right? And that's something that Coach Clark preaches, and that's something that we preach to our players and what we do. So we're always going out looking for the next edge and trying to get a leg up on our competition.
Coach Henley says this will give the UAB football team a competitive advantage on the field in their defense of their Conference USA championship. Reporting from UAB, Jonathan Skinner, WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side. For the first time in 92 games, the Alabama Crimson Tide lined up as underdogs facing off against the #1 defense in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. And Georgia would get out started early. After going up 3 on their first drive, their second would be helped by former Hoover Buck George Pickens with a big catch to put the Bulldogs in the red zone. Then on that same drive, Stetson Bennett, quarterback for Georgia, finding Darnell Washington in the back of the end zone, the Bulldogs going up 10-0. But despite Georgia boasting the best defense in the country, only allowing about 6 points this season per game, Alabama's passing attack came alive in the second quarter, led by Heisman candidate Bryce Young. Young would connect with wideout Jameson Williams for a 67-yard touchdown and a little celebration on the end. But Young wasn't done there, finding John Mechie later for a big game. Then later on, they connect for a 13-yard touchdown on what would be a record-setting first half for Young. His 286 passing yards, the most in a half in SEC championship game history, breaking former Auburn quarterback Cam Newton's record. After an Alabama field goal and a Georgia touchdown, it would be 17-all. But to end the half, Young would find the end zone one more time, this time using his legs to put Bama up 24-17 at half.
I think it was just us as a whole, obviously we wanted to get out to a better start than we did, but I think we all stepped up and we all answered the bell. We all understood, what was at stake. We all understood that we needed to step up.
And it'd be more of the same in the second half. This time Young coming out firing, connecting again with Jameson Williams for a deep touchdown pass. And later on, the Bama defense stepping up, forcing Stetson Bennett into an interception picked off by DeMarco Helms, who took it all the way back to the house. Bama pulling off the win, 41-24.
From the Texas A&M game on, we've been able to grow as a team. We haven't always been the most consistent, but at times when we've played well, like we're capable of playing, we've been very, very good.
Coming into this game, it was a big question about whether or not Alabama's O-line could hold up against the best defense in the country. Well, they did well enough to allow Bryce Young to throw for more than 400 yards, setting a record for passing and total yards in the SEC title game. Now Nick Saban continues his undefeated streak against his former assistant Kirby Smart, head coach of Georgia, and Alabama is looking now at potentially being the #1 overall seed in the college football playoff.
Your sideline game of the week, sponsored by Jax, all about the South.
We're here at Homer Smiles Field for a matchup between two undefeated 5A Region 6 teams, 3-0 Leeds hosting 3-0 Moody in a matchup that has major playoff implications. They call it the Battle of the Bridge. Let's find out who takes the top spot. The two schools are only a few miles apart, and after the coin flip, it didn't take Moody too long to get started. Number 9, A.J. Wallace, with a deep pass to number 3, Colby Seymour. Wallace has more touchdowns this season than incompletions coming into this game. And then next up, he'll get another throw down to number 4, Davion Dozier in the corner of the end zone for that deep touchdown pass. And that had the Moody fans celebrating as they got early lead in the game. But Leeds would answer right back. Number 13, Christian Douglas. He had a return up the sideline down to the Moody 35 before they could bring him down. And the story of the game for Leeds would be on the ground. Number 9, Demetrius Yelverton with a deep run into the red zone for the Green Wave. And then number 7, Devontae Meganson. He goes inside with a 5-yard run for the touchdown. That'll tie it up. Leeds fans happy as well. And then more on the ground. Number 13, Douglas rushing for another 35 yards or so down into Moody territory. And then it'll be taken in by number 5, Jared Lotta for a 12-yard touchdown run. He bulldozes over someone. And you see the flashing lights, 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 that new celebration that Green Wave have. But Moody says, we're not done just quite yet. Nice little pass there to number 5, Blaine Burke for a 25-yard run. The Moody coach talking to his team saying we need to get this going, and they have another touchdown, this time to Davion Dozier once again, the favorite target of A.J. Wallace. That'd be a theme for the night. Another theme, Moody celebrating there. Second half though, Moody comes right back. Wallace to Davion one more time for the third connection of the game for a touchdown. But then Leeds comes right back with a long touchdown run by number 4, Jeremiah Hunter. He bounces off a defender for almost 60 yards to close it out. Leeds takes the win, 33-19.
There's no such thing as moral victories in my book, but with this team coming over here in a hostile environment and playing a great football game, we got learned a lot of lessons from that game.
It was great, packed out stadium. It was great. You can't get any better than this playing your rival across the street. So, it was just full of emotions.
4-0 now. How do you all keep this momentum going for the rest of the season?
We're going to do the same thing Monday, do repair, same thing. Same hard hits, what we do. That's what we do. We win.
So after a hard-fought battle, Leeds moves on with the victory, now 4-0. Moody goes to 3-1. And the Green Wave have another reason to celebrate. One of their assistant coaches, Jesse Turner, wasn't here tonight. He had a good reason for it, though. He and his wife are celebrating the birth of a new son. He was born this morning, James Aaron Turner. So congrats to them, as well as the Green Wave, moving on, still undefeated.